all going back. And I'm going to attempt to do this style right here for her. Let me show you. She wants her hair like this, girl. So I'm going to attempt to do that by braiding her hair back and using, let's see, this hair. Milky Way. Okay. I'll come back and let you see the progress. Oh yeah, and guess what? I just did her big chop. She's all natural now. 1 year and 4 months. So I'll keep y'all updated on it. Okay. Okay, ladies, I just want to come back and show you that I have now sewn 3 tracks in. It doesn't matter that this one is a little bigger. Just got to be neat about sewing the hair in. Okay, that's 3. I'll show you when I get farther on top. Okay, I just sewn 2 more tracks in, and I wanted to let you know that I started taking them on the braids on the side. You can see these next 2 tracks after those first 3. I'm going to start adding the tracks on the side as well. Okay. Okay. I'll be back with the next step. Okay, ladies, I'm going to show you how I'm going to have to do this. Okay, remember I stopped on the 2 braids on the side. What I'm going to do, I'm going to start sewing the hair across the front. From here actually I should start about here because it doesn't really have a part, but I'm going to put it on the 3rd braid up from this side. See, that's a braid, and the 3rd braid right here. And I'm going to sew it across the front. You can connect it just like you would all throughout the hair. Connect it all the way around. I'm going to lay it, I'm trying to show you and record, but this is how I'm going to do it. Take it all around the back. And then you're going to get around here and you're going to kind of connect them. So I'll show you what it looks like when I get done. It's kind of hard to show you and record too, so as long as you get the general idea. Alright. Okay, this is what it's going to look like after you start sewing the hair onto the front. What I did, I sewed it across the front, connected it to the 3rd braid on this side, and started connecting it around the back, all the way around. And then when I got here, I had an extra little piece about that long. I took it up and connected it to the next braid that I started out with. So it's actually on the same, connected to the same braid, the ends, right here. And that's how we're going to try to create this look. Because remember, we're trying to get this look. the way she got it swooped across the front there. And you really can't tell how the top is, so I gotta figure that out. Okay. And this is it so far. And that's the length of it. Okay, this is my second track going around across the front. And what you want to do, that same braid that I started out with the first one, you just want to go right on top of it, maybe like a quarter of an inch up, and start sewing here. I can't show you the sewing because I'm recording, but you want to take it all the way around. And you see that braid right there? You want to sew it on that braid. Take it all the way around. And remember this big braid? That created a lot of space here. So what you want to do, what I'm going to do, I am going to sew the hair. Alright, I want you to notice how I do my thread. Okay, I stick the needle under the hair and under the track. Push it up. Then I make sure my needle is sticking up and my loop goes over the needle, and I pull the needle up through it. And this is what it looks like. This is how my thread is sewn into the hair. Okay, I'm going to show you one more. Okay. Take the needle under the hair and under the track. See, the thread is on this side, but you want to make sure your needle goes in the middle and pull up like that. That's how I do it. Alright, this was the second braid going across the front. I finished it, and remember I said I was going to sew this track under the braid. And that gives me the opportunity to sew another track on the same braid. That way this won't look thin. It'll look full. Okay. Alright, this will be my third track from the front, hanging from the front. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and sew this track. Remember the track that's sewn up on the braid? I'm going to put this track on the braid, this next track, and go all the way around and connect it right there. So it'll look like that. Okay, ladies, I have sewn this track onto that braid, that big braid. And what I'm going to have to do is sew this track onto the last track that I had, because I want it to look fuller on the top, because of the way the picture is. She has more hair on the top to get that look. I'm going to have to make the top look fuller. So what I'm going to do from here on out, I'm going to double sew the tracks on the top all the way around. And my next track is going to fall right here, because this is a big braid and I don't want all that space in there. my next track is going to start on the hair and work its way around very close to this track. My next couple tracks are going to be pretty close until I close this in. Okay, after sewing that last track on there all the way around, this was one pack of hair that I've used. It only took me one pack of hair to get all the way to the top to this. This is all I have left. Okay. Okay, remember I said to start sewing your next couple of tracks real close, because you got to get a fullness up here. And what you're going to end up doing is, see right here, you're going to end up sewing some of the track on the hair, not the braid. But that's okay. Just do it. Just sew it the way that I did, and it'll look real good. I don't know where that shadow is coming from. Let's see. Okay. But I just wanted to let you know that it's okay to sew a track on the hair. I just want to come back and tell you, this is the front. From here on out, up top, start your tracks here. See, it looks like it's apart, but you can't see it. That's because you are adding your tracks on here. Right there, like this. See, that's the front. So start adding here, that way you can't see that part right there. Okay. Alright, I have finished sewing it, except I haven't done my closure yet. Not sure how I'm going to do that yet. But whatever I do, I will let y'all know. Just want you to get a look at how it's turning out so far. Okay. Alrighty, ladies. I made my own closure for that spot right there in the top. And what I did is I folded the hair at least 4 times and sewed it. I don't know if you can tell, but I sewed about 4 pieces. I didn't cut it, I folded it in 4 pieces and sewed it together to make my closure. And then I flat ironed it. Can't show you how to do that, but I'm sure you have an idea. And I have seen it on YouTube, how you flat iron it. And what I'm going to do is place it in here. And make sure you measure it before you fold it, because you want it to fit in that little hole there. See? That's how it's going to look. But what I got to do, so I'll be able to sew it in, I'm going to put this in a little ponytail. So I'll be able to stick it back in there and sew it onto these tracks right here. Or at least loop it to some of this thread in here. And I'll come back and show you how that looks. Okay, this is what I mean by flat ironing your hair. The hair, your little closure. You want to get it real hot, so when you stick it in your last little spot, your closure, you want to make sure it's laying flat just like that. So flat out it real good. Okay. And this is what I mean by rubber banding it, because you want to be able to hold the hair back as you put it in to the closure and sew it in. Alright. Okay. I've sewn in the closure. I'm trying to give you a good idea how that looks. I'll pull this rubber band off. See how it goes. Alright, and that's my closure. I think it turned out good. Alrighty, I'll come back and let you see how the cut and style looks.